In this video, an overview of Guatemalan citizenship by marriage. Guatemala allows foreigners to pursue citizenship through marriage to a Guatemalan citizen, but the process involves several steps, starting with residency. Marriage to a Guatemalan citizen can expedite the path to citizenship compared to other naturalization routes, reducing the residency requirement before applying for citizenship. So here's some key requirements for citizenship by marriage in Guatemala. One is you got to be married to a Guatemalan citizen, of course, legally married. This requires a valid marriage certificate, which in Guatemala must be registered with the National Registry of Persons, the RENAP. And if you're married in Guatemala, the U.S. Embassy notes that foreigners need a valid passport, birth certificate, and proof of dissolution of any previous marriages, all apostilled if from outside Guatemala. An announcement must also be published in the official newspaper for 2 weeks to check for objections. And then the residency requirement. Marriage allows you to apply for permanent residency after being married for at least 1 year, as opposed to the standard 5 years of residency required for naturalization without marriage. According to sources like OK Antigua and House Search, after 1 year of marriage, you can apply for permanent residency. And then you need to reside in Guatemala for a total of 5 years to be eligible for citizenship. So 4 more years after obtaining permanent residency. This totals 5 to 6 years from the start of your marriage, which is faster than the standard naturalization route. LiveAndInvestOverseas.com notes that if you're married to a Guatemalan, you can bypass the 2-year temporary residency period and apply directly for permanent residency. But you still need to meet the overall residency duration for citizenship. So some sources say you might start on temp for a year. Some sources say that you go directly to permanent. I think direct to permanent is definitely possible, but at the same time, these things change all the time. Documentation-wise, you'll need to provide a valid passport or government-issued ID, proof of marriage, and the marriage certificate from RENAP with a notation of the marriage, the Guatemalan spouse's birth certificate, proof of residency in Guatemala during the required period, evidence of good behavior via a clean criminal record check from your home country and any country where you've lived for the past 5 years. Some sources mention you may need to demonstrate Spanish language proficiency, though this isn't explicitly required for the marriage route in all cases. A Guatemalan citizen must act as your guarantor for the permanent residency application, which is often your spouse. And then continued residency. You must live in Guatemala during the residency period. Leaving the country for more than a year without authorization from the General Directorate of Migration can result in losing your residency status, which would delay your citizenship application. So just make sure to visit for at least 1 day every year, 1 day every 365 days to keep your residency active. Regarding the application process, after meeting the residency requirement, you apply for citizenship through the appropriate Guatemalan authorities, like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or RENAP. This involves submitting an application, all required documents, and possibly attending an interview to evaluate your integration into Guatemalan society. The process takes 4 to 6 months, and you're required to live in Guatemala during this time, as noted in some Reddit threads from the Guatemala Reddit. Other considerations: Guatemala recognizes dual citizenship, so you won't need to renounce your current citizenship to become a Guatemalan citizen. If the marriage ends before you gain citizenship, you may lose eligibility for this pathway, as your residency status could be affected. Historically, Guatemalan law allowed a foreign woman to retain or repudiate nationality upon termination of the marriage, but current laws focus on residency requirements. Moving on to some challenges and practical notes. Delays and bureaucracy is a constant theme with Guatemala. The U.S. Embassy warns that residency and citizenship processes in Guatemala can face significant delays, sometimes years, due to bureaucratic inefficiencies. Some applicants report waiting 1 to 4 years for residency alone. which could push your citizenship timeline beyond the expected 6 years. It makes a big difference which lawyer, which team you use for this process of Guatemala residency or citizenship. Probably worth noting at this point that MyLatinLife is a full-scale immigration consultancy. We can help you get residency and citizenship in Guatemala. We have the best possible team in Guatemala. So there's a link in the description where you can book a call with us. We can evaluate your situation. We can help you with Guatemala, lowering your taxes, any other countries in Latin America that you're interested in, and overall making a plan to get this Guatemala residency and citizenship in your hands and answer any questions that you have along the way. If you're considering Guatemala citizenship through marriage, start by ensuring your marriage is legally registered in Guatemala. If you need help registering your marriage, again, we can do that as part of the service. After 1 year of marriage, apply for permanent residency and plan to live in Guatemala for at least 4 more years to qualify for citizenship. Be prepared for potential delays and have all documents apostilled and translated into Spanish. Remember, Guatemala is a beautiful country with tons of economic opportunity. It's got coffee, it's got beaches, it's got Mayan ruins. It has a lot going for it. It's a territorial tax country, which can be a zero tax country for a lot of people as long as you structure things the right way. I think Guatemala is super underrated, and Guatemala residency and citizenship is a no-brainer if you qualify. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, contact the Guatemalan Embassy or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or book a call with us, MyLatinLife, and let's get all your questions answered. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you've been through this process or have any questions, and we'll see you in the next video.